That is super cool. What's up, Subie friends? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute, and I missed you guys. So we say, we just get started. Access and files. It's been a minute or two. Nothing much changed. But yep, the weather's good, feeling good. You know what? We are about to knock out a really cool install. Something that I've been wanting to do for quite a while. I recently picked up some brand new second-hand pair of Endlinks from Perrin, as well as Perrin's 25mm sway bar. Now I've heard nothing but really good things about when you upgrade your rear sway bar, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. What do you say we get this car off the ground? Haven't used this in a while. Let's go under the car. Alright, if you've never been underneath your car before, which I'm assuming you have because you're replacing your sway bar is connected to bolt here, and your Endlink right here. Alright, Subie friends, we had a quick change of plan. So instead of using the ramps, we went set of quick jacks. That way, I have a lot more room underneath. And since I already have the quick jacks, I mean, why not use them, right? Alright, so let's get back to it. And now off with this factory sway bar, which is really only held on by two 14mm bolts on each side. And then it's best to remove the 12mm nut from the lower control arm, and then slide the bolt out, which I already did, and for some reason, I'm undoing the top one. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now remember, when putting these back on, this is the top, and you know it because this one has that little hook, and that little hook goes into that little hole, and that way it doesn't go popping out, I guess. Jeez, there's always some bolt that just wants to be a pain in the butt and not come off. But now we got this off, let's get this Endlink off so I can show you. Finally. Oh, here we go. Now removing the old sway bar wasn't so bad. So now that we got our old sway bar off, we can put it next to our new 25mm Perrin sway bar. And this 25mm is actually 1 inch in diameter, which is a big difference because the old one, the factory one, is 3/4 of an inch. Which doesn't sound like much, but actually is a pretty big difference when you're driving. At least that's what I was told anyways. Now on to the Endlinks. As you can see, these factory Endlinks are some really skinny, dinky Endlinks. Wow. Now I can see why they say you should always upgrade your Endlinks when you upgrade your sway bar. These small little things will clearly snap. And then you're stuck with weird popping and squeaking noises. Just ask Liberty.
The wonky wheel that goes ee-oo, ee-oo, ee-oo.
Also, your factory Endlinks. Well, those are made out of rubber. And over time, that rubber's gonna wear out. But right here, you can see exactly how much play you're getting from your factory Endlinks. Now, almost every aftermarket Endlinks, they're made out of polyurethane bushings. They're a lot thicker, they're a lot stronger, and they won't break under a lot of tension. And I know, just like the sway bar, and you're never gonna see them, but they look really cool. Another point to bring up about your factory sway bar and your Endlinks, well, look how much wobble and play this has. And one last point to bring up about upgrading your sway bar is that your aftermarket sway bar is adjustable, and you can set your Endlinks to 3 different settings, either hard, soft, or medium. And of course, me being me, I'm gonna go for the stiffest setting, just to see if I could feel the difference. So Subie friends, let's get this on the car already, because I can't wait to go and drive it. Grab some lube from Energy Suspension off of Amazon, and I'm going to apply a ridiculously generously amount of lube on the inside of our bushings. And let me tell you, do not forget to wear your gloves, because this lube is some sticky icky. And with both sides greased up, we're ready to get back underneath of the car. Not really my favorite part, but hey, we're almost there. After 5 minutes of trying and wiggling and moving and twisting and pulling, I realized there was no way around it. I had to take off that Y pipe. Which wasn't so bad, really. Here we have our lower control arm. And we have our new sway bar. Now remember, the bolt goes this way. The nut is on the inside of the sway bar. And the instructions, that was very confusing for me. I don't know why. You want your Endlinks, Perrin, to be facing outwards, and this angle part to be facing inwards. When you're putting in the Endlink, you want to angle the top part back towards the rear of the car. That way you can put this nut and bolt on at the same time. And in case that wasn't confusing enough, let me try this another way. So we put our nut and bolt in through this way. We put the top part in first, especially if you're going for the stiffest setting. You want to put the bolt in first, angle it this way. That way it'll slide in downwards towards the lower control arm. Spacers that you're gonna have to deal with. You don't exactly need a pry bar like it says in the instructions. You basically just need to get a lot of grease onto there and they will slide in without a problem. You will need a flathead screwdriver. You're going to line the spacer up this way. You can take your screwdriver and pry it into place. And now that we got our new sway bar and our Endlinks put back on, we need to lower the car down from off of the quick jacks, and then jack the car right back up, and then put it onto the ramps. And the reason for this is we need to get the sway bar's tension under the car's load. That way we can torque down our Endlinks and sway bar to the proper specs. I really wasn't sure if those big 265-inch tires were going to fit, but we're good. Alright, these guys we need to tighten down to 50 foot-pounds. However, I need a long socket, and that is out on top of the bench. Alright, so we got these all torqued down. This one right here, torqued down to 50 foot-pounds. This one, 90 foot-pounds. This one, this is the shock, which you actually need to loosen, tighten both. 90 foot-pounds. 90 foot-pounds, 90 foot-pounds, 50 foot-pounds. Sweet, let's move on. I'm also worried about my position sensor because it is very, very close to that bolt for the sway bar or the Endlink. I don't know. Alright you guys, let's get this exhaust back on and torque everything down, get these wheels back on, and go for a drive. Now for the fun part of putting this exhaust back on, which was a lot easier than it was taking it off. With the help of some PB blaster, we connected the front part, Grate some on the muffler hangers. Said hi to the Amazon guy. What's up, man? And then the mufflers split into the hangers without a problem. And now, just repeat on the other side, and then we're done. Difference right away. That's super cool. I love it. That is really cool. It's like, there's a car coming. Sorry, there's a school bus coming in, you know. It's like going around the corner like that. We'll make a U-turn up here. Go do that again. Interesting feeling. Plus, you know what? All the stuff that we did to this car so far, between the diff bushings, as well as the short shifter and the short shifter bushings, and of course the Fortunato coilovers, they just completely changed the way this car feels. Like, I want to see if I can get my buddy's stock STI, see if I can take that around the block, which I'm sure he'll let me if I let him sweat, you know what I mean? Plus the all-wheel drive, and of course the big fatty tires. It's just, the way it feels is so cool. So this upgrade, or this sway bar upgrade, is definitely one that I would recommend, as well as diff bushings, and the short shifter, and the short shifter bushings. Those things, they will just completely change the way the car feels. And yeah, if you're actually like thinking about doing this, swapping out the sway bar, I would absolutely recommend it, because it's just so cool. Also, I'm gonna send a link. I'm gonna post a link to this sway bar at a cheaper price that I have found, as well as the Endlinks, because originally I was going to do this sway bar and the Cartboy Endlinks, but then I found this one. It was used, it's brand new, secondhand, and I had to pick that one up. So it was a super good deal. I was gonna get out and film some B-roll, but I'm gonna do that another day. One quick note, I want to add that I did say that the suspension feels a lot stiffer. Keep in mind that we did put the sway bar on the stiffest setting. There's also that part. 997, 998, 999, 100,000. Yeah. Oh, hello. I didn't notice you there. I was too busy being awesome. No.
The second part of this test involves you. If you have been correctly installed as part of your stereo system, you will now lift the record up, turn it over, and replace it on the turntable with side 2 on the top. You will then proceed to listen to all of side 2. If you do not do this, you have failed the test, and you have the worst hi-fi system in the world, no matter how much money you spent.